Right now at noon, a Missouri Supreme Court ruling that could change access to abortion in the state.
And showers and some thunderstorm chances continuing this afternoon. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a look at rural food concerns in Missouri, what's impacting families and communities across the state.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, a decision this week from the Missouri Supreme Court has added more confusion regarding the current state of abortion access. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Now, in November, Missouri voters passed Amendment 3, which removed the state abortion ban that took place following the overturn of Roe v. Wade. But now the court has ruled that a district judge applied the wrong standard in their ruling that allowed abortions to resume in Missouri. Regulations that had been placed on hold were one setting cleanliness standards for abortion facilities and a requirement to be licensed by the state. The district judge had ruled the licensing requirements were discriminatory, allowing Planned Parenthood to resume abortion care. Now, Tuesday, the Missouri Supreme Court overturned that ruling, and as a result, Planned Parenthood has stopped performing abortions in Missouri. In a statement, the organization says, quote, "Our patients will remain our North Star, and we will continue to fight for their freedom to the constitutionally protected health care they voted for." Now, on the other hand, State Attorney General Andrew Bailey applauded the Supreme Court decision. He said it's, quote, "a win for women and children and sends a clear message. Abortion provides must comply with state law regarding basic safety and sanitation requirements." Now let's head over to Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
We've still got some showers out there. In fact, we can see some rain, as you can see as well, still falling in Pittsburgh, but it's just some drizzle and nothing really showing up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin, looking back down toward the south. It's dry, it's dreary, it is wet outside, and again, just a few showers still remaining, so we haven't seen that big fill-in, which is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, a lot of our Kansas counties have remained dry for most of the morning. However, we're watching this activity. Again, I want to emphasize too, we're watching, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're looking at severe weather. We're just seeing if these showers will be able to make their way into our area and bring us a few more rain chances. Started yesterday, our lows, yeah, they've been cool, but they've been pretty close to normal. It's our highs that have been struggling. Made it up to 72 though yesterday, so only 9 degrees off pace. We're at 62 in Joplin, 59 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures again not moving much, and here's that low. So we've got some upper 50s, still some low 60s, but take a look down south where we've done some clearing, at least a little, back into the low 70s now. Most of us though, mid 60s, scattered showers, isolated showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder around 10 tonight, falling back into the upper 50s with skies gradually clearing. We're going to talk more about our rain chances for the rest of today and how that weekend is shaping up and next week's storm chances here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. So the U.S. Senate is considering a bill that would cancel SNAP benefits for many Americans, a big concern for rural communities in the 4 states where food insecurity is a growing problem. Now, across Missouri, Feeding America says the food insecurity rate is 15.4%. And as Chris Bryant reports, when you get into rural areas, the number of children with not enough to eat climbs to 1 in 4.
In Missouri, 41% of those with food insecurity fall below the SNAP threshold, which is at or below 130% of the federal poverty level. So a household of 4 would qualify if their gross income is less than $3,380 per month.
I mean, we're still seeing the same elevated hunger statistics we've seen over the past year.
The United States Bureau of Labor Statistics says for the month of April, the Consumer Price Index rose 2.4%, and the food index increased at the same rate.
And we're attributing that to increased grocery prices, housing prices, and childcare all combining together to make it really difficult for families facing hunger.
Empower Missouri says in the state there are roughly 100 food deserts in both rural and urban areas.
That grocery store just not having enough economic support to stay within that community. I mean, that's why certain programs like the SNAP program are so important, because as dollars are spent in those grocery stores, that incentivizes that grocery store to stay in a rural community.
Now with President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill before the Senate, the concern focuses on the reduction in SNAP benefits.
I mean, something like that would be a catastrophic stress. And I'd have to highlight is that The food bank could not replace that amount of meals that would be lost if something like the SNAP program were to change or go to a cost-sharing model. I mean, we simply do not have the resources to replace that.
SNAP benefits in Missouri helped 107,000 people get above the poverty line from 2015 to 2019, including 46,000 children. However, there are still some who choose not to participate.
Education around the program as well, because the biggest problem we see is so many people that are qualified for the program automatically take themselves out of the equation because they think I'm not qualified based on income, or that I'm taking care of a grandparent, or any number of reasons.
Another reason may be more personal.
Pride is a huge issue, and it's because we've really made it difficult for families to ask for help because so many times we're immediately attacking them and thinking they're stealing from a system.
Browning says when one community or family is helped, the whole unit is lifted as well.
It's the best thing for everyone because as soon as they are getting access to food, that allows everything to start happening that much more quickly, whether that's applying for a job, remaining productive, or just taking care of their family. And that helps out the entire community by being able to access food in a timely manner.
Under the proposed budget bill, it's estimated 150,000 people in Missouri are at risk of losing some amount of SNAP benefits, and 68,000 could lose all SNAP benefits. Well, coming up, groundbreaking for a big new business in northeastern Oklahoma. And later, we're making garlic skillet rice in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, the Seneca-Cayuga tribe yesterday broke ground on a big new business in Grove, Oklahoma. Flint Fire Mercantile will be a 6,400 square foot general store, produce market, fuel station, deli, and cafe.
Our reservation area, we encompass over 79 square miles, and our closest access to food is generally Grove or Seneca. So the distance our community members and tribal members have to travel for food and gasoline is quite considerable because due to the distance.
The completion is scheduled for November, and the Flint Fire Mercantile should be open early 2026. Well, the Baxter Springs Chamber of Commerce hosted a big event for small businesses yesterday. The Kansas Small Business Development Center invited small business owners out for a fast-paced workshop filled with practical tips and tools. Business advisors were on hand to promote strategies to improve operations, boost marketing, and help business owners avoid common pitfalls.
I think it's good to bring small businesses together. One, just to kind of network, and two, I'm hoping to leave them with some tips and tricks that they can take home today to actually make their business a little more successful.
Now, the Kansas Small Business Development Center network promotes economic growth in the Sunflower State by providing management, marketing, and technical assistance to small businesses. A coffee shop in small Missouri town has gone viral in an attempt to get more customers and have some fun. The business in Stanberry started making TikTok videos, and one of them about a man pretending to like black coffee has grabbed millions of views. Chris Roush reports.
I like a black coffee.
Okay. We're like, let's make this go viral. Let's create some funny videos that people want to see.
This small-town coffee shop prides itself on its friendly, warm environment and knowing their customers best. But right now, there are millions of people getting to know them.
Pretty.
No, a black coffee.
It feels like we're not even working. We brainstorm and work together so well.
3 Point Coffee in Stanberry, Missouri, about 45 miles northeast of St. Joseph, sitting off the beaten path a bit. But using social media like TikTok makes 3 Point Coffee a viral sensation, with this video hitting millions of views.
We scroll a lot on Instagram or through TikTok, and it's like, oh, we need to do this one. This one's hilarious, and we kind of put our own twist on it.
As of Monday afternoon, this TikTok reaching more than 7 million views from a coffee shop in a town of about 1,200 people.
I like a black coffee.
Okay. Pretty.
No, a black coffee.
His original order is actually a black coffee with hazelnut.
The barista's getting the help from a regular, longtime educator Bruce Johnson to help create the TikTok videos.
Bruce?
It's so important here at Stanberry. These ladies and their great attitude, it just makes Stanberry a whole lot better.
I you. Thank you.
And it's all to have fun while serving up some of their favorite drinks.
We live in such a rural area that we were having a lot of customers come from out of town just to get our coffee, but also now to have TikTok blow up like it did. It was just like, it was such a shock, and we were like on cloud nine.
I like a black coffee.
Well, if you want to check out the black coffee video or others from the business, go to tiktok.com/@3pointcoffee. And still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Today, we're revealing the secret ingredient that makes this rice dish so incredible. What do you think it could be?
And shower and thunderstorm chances continue today, but we will start to warm up and clear out. Details when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So cloudy skies, drizzle, rain showers, that's all been continuing. However, we are going to start to, as I mentioned before, clear out and even start to warm up a bit. But we got to get through all this first. A live look downtown Pittsburgh. Of course, saw those clouds and the rain out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker, you're not seeing nearly as much rain as we did earlier, and some good news is some of the newer updates are starting to reduce our rain chances beyond this point, which is fantastic. It'd be nice to get an opportunity to clear out. However, some of these showers out here might make it into parts of southern Kansas and into northern Oklahoma, back into our area before they start to fizzle out a little bit later today. Some other news, the severe risk or the strong storm threat is still there, but it has been scaled back a bit. We still have an isolated tornado risk that is confined to very far southeastern Berry County. And then in the far even further southeast now, the hail and wind risk. So if we get a strong storm or two, I mean, we're right on the fringe where it's not very likely, but it is possible. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that. But the overall risk has dropped quite a bit. The low pressure, again, is just about right over us. And as we go through the rest of the afternoon, it will continue pushing to the east. So that's what's going to bring in some of that moisture, some of those rain chances. They'll be scattered, and that hasn't really changed. Anything we do see is going to be very scattered as we head through the afternoon and evening. Could again get a stray shower, rumble of thunder around 10 o'clock tonight, but whatever we do get, if it develops, will not last very long. We'll have mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight, and as we head toward early tomorrow morning, skies will begin to clear out. We'll start partly cloudy, maybe even some patchy fog in our southern counties, and then by the afternoon hours, temperatures already doing much better. Most of us in the low 70s by noon. A few clouds here or there, but otherwise a fantastic Friday shaping up for us. Now, one thing that has changed also, and this is one of those things we've talked about year after year. As we get into the summertime months, the warm months, we start dealing with those pop-up thunderstorms. They're one of the hardest things to determine exactly whether or not they're going to happen and certainly where they're going to happen. But they have come back into the picture for Saturday, but they're holding off until somewhat later in the day. So you can see even by 5, we're still pretty warm out there, low mid-80s for many of us. It won't be until 6, 7 o'clock that we could see a few isolated pop-up showers or thunderstorms. So roughly a line, let's take it from Nevada, Pittsburgh, Parsons, Coffeyville, and southeast could get an isolated shower or storm. And by about 11 o'clock or so Saturday night, they are out of here. So again, few isolated scattered shower storms continuing. Temperatures not really warming a lot, mid-60s. Now down south, though, you've cleared out a little more. So some of our counties in Oklahoma are already into the 70s, low 70s out there. Low 50s tonight. Skies, again, will gradually clear out for us. And our Friday, as I mentioned, looks fantastic. Most of us going into the upper 70s. One thing I want to talk about is next week, as we get to about Tuesday, shower and thunderstorm chances start building in the afternoon and evening. Now, again, on the future track, this is an area where showers and storms could be. It's not a massive area of showers and storms. And you can see we'll still stay quite warm, but some of these storms, especially as we roll into Tuesday, could be strong, possibly severe. So right now, along and west of the 69 corridor, we do have risk area highlighted as we roll into Tuesday. This will be changed a lot over the next several days. New information will come in, but just starting Tuesday, we want to keep an eye on the skies. We've got thunderstorm chances Tuesday through Friday of next week, but at least our weekend shaping up to be beautiful. The sunshine returns and temperatures going closer to or just a hair above average, back into low 80s for us.
All right, Chris, thanks. And stick around. We're making garlic skillet rice in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. We'll turn an ordinary side dish into an extraordinary one with today's Mr. Food recipe. Howard's making garlic skillet rice in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Have you ever eaten something, loved it, yet you couldn't quite figure out what made it taste so good? Was it a certain spice or how it was prepared? Well, today's recipe has a secret ingredient that turns an ordinary side dish into an extraordinary one. And let me tell you, as always, it's really easy. While cooking some long grain rice like we normally do, we saute some garlic in a bit of olive oil for a couple of minutes just to bring out the nutty flavor. Then we toss in a couple of tomatoes that we've chunked up and cook it until they start to break up. Now all we do is add the rice to the skillet, along with some sliced scallions and a bit of salt and pepper. Once that's all mixed, we add our secret ingredient, some ranch dressing. And once it's mixed through, we are done. You see, the dressing not only gives us lots of flavor, it also makes it creamy. And when your family tries this for the first time, they'll be asking, what's in this that makes it taste so good? Just tell them it's our little secret. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for what we call garlic skillet rice, so you'll have a new side dish that everyone will love, thanks to our secret ingredient. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for even more. Ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now let's take a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, again, some isolated scattered showers and storms for us today, and on Friday, I meant to put that on to Saturday, but we're looking great Friday, an isolated pop-up storm or two in the late afternoon hours on Saturday. Otherwise, sunny skies this weekend, low 80s. We got to start watching those storm chances by Tuesday of next week.
All right, Chris, thanks. And coming up tonight at 5, more young people are being diagnosed with cervical artery dissections, which are tears in a neck artery that are a major cause of stroke. A new study shows hospitalizations have quadrupled over the last 15 years. We'll take a look at why that is. Plus, 1 in 5 children continue to face food insecurity in Southwest Missouri. We'll take a look at what more can be done to combat the issue. And a permanent pause on penny production, how this could impact the U.S. economy and local economies as well. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.